Hello and welcome to Sac & Co. I'm your host, Melissa Paul. Very happy Friday to you. Well, the warmer weather means plenty of fun outings with friends and family, and whenever there's a get-together amongst your loved ones, it is normal to want to look and feel your best. Well, the Aesthetic Center wants to help you live confidently by helping you feel comfortable in your own skin. And here to tell us more about their services, including the very popular procedure of facelifts, is Dr. Reginald Rice. Welcome to the show. So good to see you, Dr. Rice.
Nice to be here, Melissa.
Okay, so tell me, what makes facelifts so popular?
Well, there's been this trend away from invasive facelifting because we have options that actually get you where you want to go with less involved. But there is still the time when a facelift is the best option. So facelifting, when somebody has heavy jowling or has some neck laxity, there's just no replacement for doing a facelift. Now, we've changed the techniques, so we're less invasive and getting more out of it. But still, there's a time and a place for a facelift.
Okay, and tell us, when is that time and place? Who's a good candidate for a full facelift?
Well, if somebody has done injectables, if they've done resurfacing of their skin, if they've done things to make their complexion look better and they still feel like they're just too heavy in the jowl or too lax in the neck, that's when you're going to be looking at surgery for fixing those problems.
Okay, and tell us, what does a full facelift entail then?
Well, there's a spectrum of facelifting. There are mini lifts, which are small, little, short incisions and quick recovery. And then there are people who need, if they have double chins, they just need more invasive work. Then we're going to be doing a full facelift where we tighten the girdle of the face, and then we get long-lasting effects from that. But facelifting involves surgery, obviously, and a recovery time of about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, so 2 to 3 weeks recovery, depending on the customization of the procedure for that person's
it is.
needs.
Yeah, the average patient who we choose to do a facelift on, who needs that kind of rejuvenation, can expect to have about 2 or 3 weeks of recovery.
And talk about some of the results that people see, too, from this type of procedure.
Well, you can expect to get about 10 to 15 years, maybe even 20 years of rejuvenation from a facelift. Now, a facelift is specific for jowling and for neck laxity. It's important to remember that that's not the eyes and it's not the complexion of your face. So specifically where we're focusing our energy is along the jawline and in the neck. That's where facelifting works the best.
Okay, I never knew that. All right, so it is a very targeted procedure in itself. And this is something, though, that is offered at other businesses. Why should people consider going to the Aesthetic Center?
Well, I'm a board-certified facial plastic surgeon. I've been doing this for 25 years. I think a facial plastic surgeon has some advantages spending our entire career working on the face. So I'm hoping that that experience and that focus can make a difference.
It's very specialized.
It is.
Yes, you know what you're doing. And
the face you can't cover up.
No, you cannot, right? And what would you say would be some of the comments that people have been having after coming and having a procedure done at the Aesthetic Center?
Well, I do think that patients are pleased with the outcome. They feel like they look more natural, they look rested, they look refreshed. We're really making it intentional purpose not to over pull and not to tighten somebody too much. I always tell my patients, I'd rather you come back and say, Dr. Rice, what about this little bit of laxity that's left behind, than saying the opposite where, whoa, that's a little too tight, that looks more weird than it does better. So again,
that's reassuring to hear. Yeah, being conservative, I think that's reassuring to hear, because I know a lot of people want to kind of tiptoe.
That's been one of the problems with facelifting, is they've just been overdone and it just doesn't look natural.
And we actually have some examples too of some of the work that you've done. Let's go ahead and take a look at these before and after. So this is a before.
You can see somebody with really heavy jowling and neck laxity. You just cannot accomplish an improvement short of doing a facelift. There are a lot of technologies that can make a big difference, but when you have that kind of neck laxity and jawline issues, you just have to do surgery.
Okay, and then here's also another example too.
Similar, just less of the neck is involved, but doing a little less invasive procedure is what we would accomplish. Now, also I would point out that resurfacing is a critical important part, and volume remains a critical important part of the overall rejuvenation effort. For instance, this patient, she had a combination where we did a facelift, we did fat transfer, volume to her face, and we did resurfacing to get rid of the sun damage.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So some great improvements there. Very clear to see. Right?
Yeah, it's fun. Patients really like what they see afterwards, which that's why I enjoy doing this job.
And it's clear that you do too. Okay, so where can our viewers go for more information, especially if they're interested in the full facelift?
Yeah, they can go to our website at theaestheticcenter.com, aestheticcenter.com. We have Instagram and we have Facebook pages that I think can give them additional information. And of course, they can call my office, make an appointment. We have a special this month.
Oh, great.
That if they do book a facelift, that we will give them the resurfacing. In other words, that's going to be included at no cost to improve their complexion when we do a facelift.
That's fantastic, because we definitely saw the benefit of having the
Oh,
resurfacing
for sure.
after. Just the overall look is just absolutely
Yeah, it's that
astonishing.
global
Yeah.
improvement that I think the combination of the smaller pieces is a bigger consequence. In other words, you add up the pieces, and I think the consequence is definitely
It's that
the
result
best
that
it can
everyone's
be.
looking for. Yeah. Dr. Rice, thank you so
Sure.
much.
Thank you,
Greatly
Melissa.
appreciate it.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.